Okay, so we have our jars steaming in the canner. This is what I'm using for my salsa. A lot of people use fresh tomatoes. They're out of season right now. They're more expensive, so it was cheaper for me to get the pre-diced tomatoes. It is okay to use canned tomatoes and not tomatoes from your garden. It's cheaper. They're not in season. So I have a jalapeno. If you want super hot salsa, you're going to leave the seeds in. The heat is in the seeds. I'm taking the seeds out. I have a full head of garlic. I have a full onion. I also have some chives. I have some fresh cilantro. And I have some yellow and orange pepper. I also have lime juice for acidity. I will be adding a 1/4 cup of sugar to reduce the acidity in the salsa so that it's more shelf stable. Too much acid, you're going to corrode your lids, and it's going to taste horrible when you open it up, say in 2 or 3 months. So for now, I'm going to prep my vegetables, and then we'll add everything into my stock pot. Okay, so I have mostly de-seeded my jalapeno. There's still a few seeds in there, and that is okay because a little bit of heat is good for salsa. I have used 6 cans of diced tomatoes. I am not a spend time chopping person, so this is going into my little processor that came with my immersion blender. I'm going to put the lid on it, secure it, and this is how I chop my food. So, 1 jalapeno gives me just under 1/4 of a cup, approximately, just by eyeballing it. So I'm going to add that to our tomatoes, and then I'm going to wash my hands. Because if I touch my face with jalapeno stuff on my hands, it's going to burn. Don't want that. So I've peeled and quartered my onion, have it in the chopper. This is my head of garlic. It's not peeled. I'm doing that this way because I'm lazy. I don't feel like peeling each individual clove of garlic. So you put it in a large jar. Ta-da! And you put that lid on. Get it on there fairly good because you don't want it to fly off. Alright, and you do this. And then, if you notice, all the peel has come off our garlic cloves. So I'm going to stick that in with the onions. Just so you could see, as I'm pulling it out, the peel has come off. Some of them still has a peel on. And those that have a little bit of peel, you could just rub it off. Just like that. And yes, the little growing part, it's fine. We eat it anyway. So let me get my hand down in here. Fully peeled. I had a lot in there, so not all of them got fully peeled. I didn't shake it long enough. There we are. Fully peeled. Get my hand down in there. Almost fully peeled. Just rub it off. It's one layer because I didn't shake it long enough. If I could do it with one hand, it's easy. There we are. I bit that peel off because I'm only one-handed. There. Fully peeled. What else is in here? Get rid of some of these skins. And that one has a layer of peel on it, just one thin layer. Oh, my hands are going to smell like garlic. Alright, fully peeled. Anything else? Some super small pieces down in here that I don't think are going to make much of a difference. That one is peeled. Let me dust this one off. Okay. So, again, we're going to put our chopper lid on. Garlic and onion at the same time because that's like the best. Then we're going to dump that in. So I tore my bell pepper into big chunks. I got the orange and the yellow in there. And again, I am a lazy cook. So it's going back into my chopper here. And that should be enough. We're going to put that in with the onions and jalapenos and tomatoes. I've got the peppers in with the onions and jalapenos. The stove is on. The tomatoes are starting to boil, and that's good. I'm going to put my chopper away. You will see this portion of it again soon because I do like to blend down my tomatoes and stuff. So I'm going to use the immersion blender for that once everything has cooked into it. Okay, so I have my chives and my cilantro. I went ahead and put down my parchment paper cutting board. But for the cilantro, the way we do that is we're just going to tear it off. Just the leaves. We don't need the stems. So just leaves. And you wash your cilantro first. You could process the leaves or cut them really small. I don't do that. I just like to rip off the leaves and throw them in there. That's the way God intended. Yes, it'll give it a really, really strong flavor, but I like cilantro. Some people do not like the taste of cilantro. There's something with their taste buds. I know there's a scientific thing. It was proven that some people just can't do cilantro, but I like it, so. Alrighty. We're not going to go too heavy on the cilantro because other people might not like it. And I dropped a stem in there. So now I'm going to chop my chives and we'll get those in. I did a really rough cut on my chives. They're not all the same size. It's not a professional kitchen. I don't need that Gordon Ramsay whatever saying my knife cuts are bad. It's my kitchen, my knife cuts. In they go. So then we're going to get some of this. Cilantro and lime go best together. So I'm just going to take it and give it a couple good squirts. It adds a little bit of acidity, but a lot of flavor. 1/4 cup of sugar. Mix it up. So now I'm going to hit this with the immersion blender. I don't like a lot of chunks in my salsa. Be careful, it will burn you if it pops up. Still a little bit chunky, but not a lot chunky. Let me grab a spoon.
My eye hurts. Mama, my eye hurts.
The eyeball situation was fixed. Now we're going to take our hot food, put it in our hot jars for the hot canner. To do that, we're going to take off the lid, let the water drain into the canner. We're going to grab a jar with our handy dandy jar grabber. Empty out any water. Set it on a hot pad. You don't want a hot jar on a cold surface. This is a food funnel. Let me grab a soup spoon. This one won't work. We're going to take it, fill them up to 1-inch headspace. The bottom of that line is 1 inch. Grab your handy dandy magnet, pull out a hot lid. You're going to put this on there, and then you're going to put a ring on, put it back in the canner, rinse and repeat. I lied. Pop that baby off, it's clean. Wipe your rims with vinegar water. Then grab a lid. Then put it on with a ring. Finger tight. The jar will be hot, but you're going to put it back in your canner after you have 2 hands to adjust things around. Okay, so all of that made 7 pints. I have 1 empty jar. I put some water in it because it's going to be a space holder. So we're going to drop this down carefully into the boiling water. Let's see if I can slowly so you don't hurt yourself. They're all covered. My floating jar. Oh, let me unsteam you. My floating jar I'm going to push down so that it fills up with water. And then we're going to put a lid on it. The timer starts once it's at a rolling boil, which it is. So we're going to do this for 45 minutes at a rolling boil. Timer, 45 minutes, start. And then once that's done, you could turn it off, wait a couple minutes, and then lift your jars out to seal.